So far in these lessons, what we have been doing in terms of our transitions between clips is what I call a hard transition. Do this. Pick up this guy right here by clicking, hold down the Command key, click the one next to him, that's fine. Click this button right here, put them on the timeline in the order that they were selected. And if I click right about here and play it, that is a hard transition. Great for energy, but we have a lot more than that we can work with. If we come over here, all these different transitions. The most common one, what I call the safest one, is a cross dissolve. Now, how do you get it over there? Drag it over. But it's not going to like it. Watch what happens. There's not enough media. It needs stuff to work with, and these are both full clips. Nothing was edited from them. Now watch what happens to the end when I click Create Anyway. It shortens it to pull it in because it has to overlap the two clips to make the transition. And now I've lost time on the storyline, and that's not a good thing. That still works. Come over here and check it out. I like these. They're very gentle, very soft. Very nice way to work. Let's do this. Press Command A, which is select all, and delete it. Now let's come back up here. What I want you to do to this clip is select and drag. Just click and drag. Now we are creating in and out points, and now we have stuff on either side it can work with. And let's do the same thing to this one. Click and immediately start dragging. Now, select this one click, hold the Command key down, select this one, click this button here. Let's try that again. Pull it over. Now, it would be more than happy to do it, and it did not change the timeline, and it still works fine. Let's look at what we can do now. Now, for example, if I open up my inspector, the cross dissolve, you have a look, all kinds of different ways that you can change the cross dissolve. You might want to experiment with those. You can ease it in and out with an ease amount. In other words, slow it down or speed it up. All the different transitions will have different options up there. If I click on it, though, right here, now watch what happens when I start dragging. Because I have space on both ends of this, I can change literally where the transition occurs, just like that. Again, of course, if you don't like it, you can click on it and you can delete it. Let's look at another one. Let's come down here maybe to, how about circle? That's kind of an interesting one. I'm going to select it and drag it and bring it over. Now, wherever you drag is where it goes. On this one, kind of nice. Let's put the cursor about here so we can see how the options are working. And now we have circle. We have a direction, open or close or automatic, changing the center point. The aspect ratio is kind of nice because you can turn it into maybe more of an oval. Edge treatment is a border with feathering, so we can change the feather if you want to. You can change it to a solid color and then change the size of that border and change the color too if you want to. Or you can change it to Nor, which is kind of an interesting, almost a bevel effect. Let's go back to feather. Now, at any time that we don't want it, don't forget we can delete it. Anytime we want to reset because we want to start all over again, we can click right here. And we can manipulate it over here if we want to. I usually like working with the controls because I feel you get more control that way. So working with transitions, this is just Transitions 101. I would strongly suggest that when you're working with a multiple clip situation where you're using transitions, that in most cases, not in all, but in most cases you stick to one transition for all of your clips. We want to bring people into our videos. We want to make them feel like they're part of what they are watching. And if they can begin anticipating, say, things as simple as a transition, it makes them more confident and they stay to watch. But if we keep switching things around on them for the sake of, well, because we can do it, we'll wind up upsetting our audiences as opposed to making them feel comfortable. It's not always the case, but in many cases, find a transition that works for you and stick with it through the movie. Let's go ahead and do this. Command A, down here, delete.